All right. All right, I'm going to show my screen. So if you look at the presentation and what we have on the Google Classroom, all right, is a good place for you to start because we have all sorts of resources on this assignment that you should use. We have the presentation that had some pictures. The video that we watched in class mentioned a website with resources, which I've linked in here, stalled. All right. But essentially what we're looking at is we want to have a bathroom space that's kind of welcoming and inviting. Everyone feels safe. And to do that, I feel like making it nice and open is good. All right. And then we're going to have these stalls. And the biggest thing is the floor to ceiling doors on the stalls, which essentially is going to be accomplished by making closets, right? We're basically making closets with toilets in it, right? Which, interesting enough, the correct term for a toilet is water closet, all right? So there we go. And so we're going to be making that. And the challenge we have is our ceiling height is 20 feet. So I'm actually going to show you how to put ceilings in these areas if you'd like. And we'll go from there. Other things we see, I have like this little seating area. And you can see we have a ceiling over here. Maybe these are like lactation rooms in here. All right. We also have this one. Has the same thing with the ceiling. All right. So I'll show you how to create that. We look at this model. We have this hand washing area with plants above it. So I'll show you how to do that too. All right. So let's make some things in Revit. So first things first, I'm just going to make my bathrooms kind of going in this corner around here. Wherever you decide to make yours is fine. And if you ask me how big the bathroom stalls are, I'll point you to the internet where you could easily Google how big are bathroom stalls. All right. How big are handicap? How big are ADA accessible stalls? All right. So remember, you have the internet, use it. So if you remember, I wrapped these columns in 12 feet heights. All right. So I'm going to take this wall and I'm going to extend it there. And I don't know. I'm just going to say my stalls are 5 feet deep. And then I'm going to continue on and I'm going to create the same wall. That's 12 feet. I'm setting my height before I create it. I'm thinking about things as I do it. And I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I'm just going to kind of rough hand it out. And then now I could, oh geez, I could use, when I select something and I use the modify toolbar, remember I could easily extend things to where I want it. So I don't know if all my stalls are going to go there, but for now, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to make my stalls. I don't know, 4 feet sounds good. So let's do that. Let's put a dimension here on my face, the face. I don't know if I got quite the face. I'm going to move this to 4 feet. And then here, watch this trick, kids. We're going to hit copy, and I'm going to pick this as my copy point. So now when I go here, it's keeping that 4 foot spacing, right? And I'm just creating some stalls, my little closets for my people. All right, so I get to the end and I have this weird space, but that's going to play well for me because this would probably be a good size for either my ADA stall or my caregiver stall. And so I'm going to just extend this to this wall over to here. And I'm going to play with this area to make it a sink. And then this will be kind of where my toilet or water closet, if I'm trying to sound like a professional, which I always am. And so I don't know how, did I make this one? Did I size that one? No, I did not. So let's put a dimension on there now. All right. So there we go. That's 5 feet. Again, I could come in here and I don't know. I don't sit and try and like make my dimensions perfect. I live more in the world of I just create and then I go back and I dimension after the fact because it's always easy to modify things, right? After you create it and not sit and try and get Revit to do what we want. So I think we said this was 4 feet. All right. And then again, copy. And you're picking a point. So when I pick this point, that's where I'm copying from. And then I reinsert it from the same point, and it keeps that spacing for me. And again, I have that extra space down here. That's going to be my caregiver stall or whatever. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stalls. The assignment is requesting 6. So I have way more than enough. So I could pull some off, but I'm going to just keep it because more is better, I guess, right? So as we get into this, all right, obviously I'm going to need a door to open up. So I'm just going to use a generic door. The doors are going to open out. They're going to be 3 feet so that we keep them handicap accessible. All right, that is the minimum size for a wheelchair. And then this one I would need to, you know, that one would probably cause some problems. And you could rethink and worry about the layouts, but they are going to open out of the spaces. All right, so maybe that one opens like that. All right, so now if I wanted to get in and I wanted to put my toilets or water closets in there, I could do that by going to component, load family. All right, I'm not going to go into the folders I gave you. I'm just going to keep it with the generic stuff. You guys can look in the folders I gave you. But if I go into plumbing, I think architectural or MEP has, see, there's a water closet. You know, that would be more of like a domestic toilet, like one you would see in a house. So if I go back to plumbing, let's see, MEP fixtures. There's one, right? You think you'd probably see more in a library. So I'm just going to put that in. All right, and I'm not going to sit here and add all my toilets. You guys could do that on your own. But if we go and we were to look at our accessible one, you could, you know, now I'm kind of annoyed with this layout because obviously I can't put the toilet there unless that's 3 feet. I would have to play around with that dimension, you know what I'm saying? To make sure it actually have to be more than 3 feet for a wheelchair because you need space next to it. And I can't really put it right here because it can't be right when you walk in. So maybe this would be more like a caregiver stall. And then the one down here would be like my ADA compliant you would have to play around with. All right, but this leaves me room to put a sink in and a changing station and you could play around with. But if we look at our 3D view and we could put a camera on there, you know, there is something similar that you would see. And let me delete that. And if I wanted to put a ceiling on there because I don't want any peeping Toms, because, you know, you could hike up, you could see there, so that's not good. So we have this simple ceiling tool right here. We haven't used it, but you are smart people, where it's going to default to this acoustical tile system. ACT is acoustical tile. If you look up, those are 2x2 acoustical systems. We have 2x4. If we want to just gypsum wallboard or drywall, we could use that one. Whatever we use, we set our height. And my height would be what you want it to be. You know, what do you want your ceiling height in there? 8 feet. If you remember, these are set to 12 feet. So I could keep it to 12, but if I do that, it's going to be a little off. And let's do 1. And see, it's not even going to let me do it because it's above it, above the walls. And so if I do 11, see how it just picks the room? And it's giving me a little message because it's saying none of the create elements are visible. All right. Because, you know, remember, I'm looking in my floor plan view. I'm looking down. So if we were to look at these from that 3D view I just created, you can see them now in place. Right there it is. And if you were unhappy with the height, remember, we could easily come right-click, select all instances and entire project, because I've only created these. If I wanted just to see the ones I see, I could do view, and I could do my height. I could change it here to 10 feet, you know, and it will move them up and down as I see fit. All right, whatever you want. So now no one can see in. All right, that's good. People are safe in my stalls. Now I want to make a hand washing station right here. All right, and I always like to use something as a model. This is why in the engineering design method, we brainstorm and research things. I don't know why. Hopefully it's recording. We research things, so we have ideas to base stuff off of. And again, with this, you know, you could have dimensions that you could easily look up on the internet, but I'm just going to make some generic ones for demonstration's sake. So I'm going to make a hand washing station where I have a plant in the middle and some sinks on either side, and people like to look at themselves, so I'm going to have mirrors, right? You guys ever said Candyman in the mirror 3 times? You ever seen that movie? What about Bloody Mary? Reese just looked. She like just got triggered over there. It's all right, Reese. It's just a movie. So we do wall. I'm going to create like a little thing in the middle. All right. So I'm going to create like a little divider wall here. And I'm going to make just a wall that goes up 5 feet. All right. And I'm going to just make basically a little rectangle. All right. And start with that. I just freehanded it. Remember, I really like to go in afterwards and edit. I don't like to sit and, worry about it. I shoot first and I ask questions later. All right. So here we go to the component and we go load family. Now I was looking around in here this morning and I always get annoyed when kids are like, where is such and such? I don't know. You think I have all of these folders memorized? The hell do you think is wrong with me? Do I look like a person that has all these? No. But I looked at specialty equipment and then I went to the toilet room. Interesting that they call this the toilet room when they call it water closet in other places. Kind of contradicts itself as I was thinking about. But we go in there and then we had some nice things where if we just click, it gives you the preview. I go down. We have changing stations. Oh, countertops with sinks. Countertops, no sinks. Those are nice. Paper towels, a mirror. All right, toilet stalls are not going to work for us because we want floor to ceiling, right, for our bathroom. So get out of here. But, just looking around, there's all sorts of weird stuff in these folders. Look at, there's a whole wheelchair circle you could insert to see if yours is ADA compliant. But I'll let you worry about that. For now, I'm going to get the countertop with sink, and I'm going to get the mirror. I hold control. I have 2 things selected. I hit open, and it loads it in. All right, so here is my countertop with sink. Notice I have different widths that I have. 48 inches, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet. So, again, let's start 60 first. And I need to have 4 sinks. Sometimes life works out for you kids. All right, if you want to add more sinks, you can. Look at the rubric. Make sure you're following it. So I got my sinks right there just to show you what the hell is going on here. All right, there is my station kind of created. All right, I have a little, I don't know, we want to call that a knee wall. All right, and, I'm going to name this view to sink view. BR, bathroom, in case you didn't know. And now let's go back to our plan view. And let's check out those mirrors. All right, so obviously I have some editing. So 36 by 96. All right, I'm just going to put it above my sinks. If this was ETHS, people would carve stuff into it and probably spit on them, is what I see a lot of times. You guys ever see it in the bathroom? Oh, wow. So we have these giant mirrors. All right, so we can change the size of these because we can. We're going to edit the type. We're going to duplicate it. I'm just going to call it mirror 2. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. And we're going to look at our height. All right, so our height is 8 feet. So maybe I'm just going to change this to 2 feet. And my width, I'm going to change it to, these were 60 inches. So I'm going to do that, 60 inches. Apply. Okay, there we go. So there is a smaller mirror. And if we look at it, obviously it's in the sink. But look at when I have it selected. Elevation from level, 8 inches. So from here to here is 8 inches. I don't know how tall that is. So, let's do some trial and error. Again, shoot first, ask question later. 3 feet. Oh, my God, Mr. Tosh, you almost nailed it, you rascal. Let's go 3'6". That's not bad. Obviously, we have this problem, though, of my wall is not high enough. So, again, click. And we could kind of go above. And if I hit tab, See how it selects all of them in that loop by holding down tab? Now I have my height selected, and we change it to 6 feet. Oh, God. Let's try that again. Tab, select, 6 feet. All right. How's that? Decent? All right. Maybe put a little soap dispenser right here. We could put a hypodermic needle dispenser here too, or disposal thing, right? If we wanted to, because people have diabetes and things like that. So there's that. Now I want to put some plants on top of there. Who doesn't like plants? All right. So I go back to this view, and there's not many good plants in here. I was looking at it this morning. I was really disappointed. Trust me, a letter has been written complaining. You know, I went in furniture systems. There's stuff in here. All right, just look around. All right. There's all sorts of stuff in here. Seating. But when I went to planting, there is no plants that would work. I don't know. I'm not going to put a conifer tree in the middle of my bathroom, you know? So I did this. I went to the internet, which is a thing, and I Googled Revit families. That's what these are. It's like a whole another thing. And, you know, being the boomer that I am, I went to the first one. I went to the BIM object. And when I went to this site, you can see I'm logged in. Let's sign out so you could experience the joy of this. Free sign up. We all have Google accounts. Just click that. You're in the club. All right. And when I did that, all right, all I did was I searched for plants and lots of things came up. All right. And there's all sorts of crazy stuff you could download for free. Of course, like anything, I'm going to get this one. I'm going to hit download. Something went wrong. I'm logged out because I logged out just to show you that. And this is what I get for trying to show you how to do basic things. So don't look at my burner account. Oh, man, people are going to know my name now. All right, let's search for plants. So again, let's go with this yellow one. I don't know why I like that one. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. Download. We're Revit, right? Download all. So what this does, it goes into my download folder. All right, I could go here. Right-click, show in folder. Oh, why isn't it showing me my folder? There we go. All right, so if we go to the download, see how it's that zip file? All right, so we need to extract this. So I right-click. We're going to do extract all. And now this is asking me, where do I want to extract it to? I like saving stuff in my H drive, right? I have this Revit folder, my Revit families. So I'm going to extract it there. So now when I go and I've, gotten something off the interwebs, load family. All right, Revit families. There it is. So whoever made it. So here we go. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put some pots up here. Again, I figure it out later. I'm not going to worry about it now. Sync view BR. Oh, God. So they're in there. They're in the walls. So let's click them. Holding control, I selected them all. And where is my height? Offset from host. All right. These were 5 feet, I believe. I don't remember now. All right. We can't see them anymore. That's okay. All right. It wasn't 5 feet. But maybe I want them maybe I want them in the wall like that. I don't know what I want. All right. Let's raise them up. There we go. All right. If I wanted to, what are you laughing at? It's your problem. Well, you could find something better. And, there's other ways I could make massing on here to do this, but just to make life easy, I'm just going to put a ceiling on this. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but I'm doing it. And that was 6 feet. So let's do 5'8". All right, it's not visible. But you see how I put my bottom on that? If I wanted to recess it down, I could lower this. Right, I made a little ledge. People could throw all their garbage in there. Right? It'll be awesome. I'm always looking for spots where people could trash. So there we go. We can't see it in here because my view is from a certain height, which will change. I'll show you how to change when we turn this in. Now, finally, I'm going to make a little seating area. All right. So I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to make a little seating area. I know you're bored, but I like to hear myself talk. So here, I'm going to extend this wall. And I'm going to make it have a little bit of an angle, just like, let's set my height to 12, just like I did. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this wall, and we're going to just make a little bit of angle, all right? And when I go to do my ceiling tool, and it's not going to let me do the ceiling because it's not enclosed, but I could do sketch ceiling. Now I could select my walls. I'm going to trim this corner, right? We want that loop, and I need to connect this. So I'm just going to draw a line. Green check it. Let's put a view on here. All right, so I did some things wrong because I didn't think about what my ceiling height is for this. So let's raise it up to 8 feet. And then maybe I want to put some things on top of that people could, if I could put plants on there, I could put public art up there, right? Let's make a place for the people to sit. All right, give the people couches. So let's go load family. Let's go back to my Imperial library, and let's go to the furniture folder. Furniture and furniture systems, seating. Ooh, the Viper couch is calling my name. I just made a seating area. Let's go to my 3D view. You don't like it? Make your own that's better. I use the default stuff that I found within 20 seconds, okay? So that is essentially a lot of the things you're going to see in the slides, all right? Just kind of a way to make them. Again, your task is to understand how big these things are by doing research, not by asking Mr. Tosh, all right? We have the web sites I posted. We also have all of the internet that's for your use. All right. Does anyone have any questions? All right. I'm going to stop sharing. Have fun. Hopefully that recorded. I feel like that went well.
Well done, Mr.